Weekend. The official ceremony being performed tomorrow on Sunday by the Premier, the Honourable John Fay, who is also the local member. And the opening of Wakefield Park this weekend is the culmination of something like 5 years of planning and hard work by myself and a colleague by the name of John Carter. John and I originally conceived the idea of another motor racing circuit catering for club motorsport almost 5 years ago at Phillip Island while we were having dinner. 5 years ago, you know, it very much looked as if Amaroo Park and Warren Park may be gone by today. If you can, which is a wonderful first-class facility. However, Eastern Creek is too long and too expensive for ordinary car clubs to rent and to lease for the day, and too large for them to man. Because you must realise that all these people running these meetings are volunteers, and it does take quite a bit of organisation to get sufficient numbers to run a meeting of this size, or indeed any meeting. So we believed that there was a need for a no-frills circuit that would be able to be hired to clubs at fees less than the other circuits, and a safe circuit with a minimum amount of armco fencing and a minimum amount of concrete walls for drivers to spear into and hurt themselves. And the epitome of historic motor racing is undoubtedly cars of this type here. This Grand Prix Samson of the 20s, raced by Steen Pedersen, who's here in his tent. And every historic race meeting, Steen puts up this replica of the Samson garage and Samson showroom and gives people an idea of what it was like in the old days when these cars raced in the 20s. We're delighted that this opening of Wakefield Park on Sunday, tomorrow, is also the first full historic race meeting being held at Wakefield Park. We have something to the order of 240 historic and vintage cars will be racing tomorrow. We have 150 cars coming from the rally to Wakefield. We have 50 Jaguars from the Jaguar Drivers Club, and we also have car clubs such as the Vintage Sports Car Club of Australia, the Berrimah District Car Club, and many more, all coming down to help make this the great day that it's going to be.
Film it, Alec?
Yeah, it's a good film.
Who is that, Paul? Hold it, wait for the cars.
No, wait a minute. I was one of Australia's best-known motor racing drivers of the 50s and 60s, Alec Mildren. Alec Mildren commenced motor racing in, when was it, Alec?
1946.
Was that in the Riley Special?
No, that was in a Ford.
That was in a Ford, was it?
Ford V8, yeah.
Ford V8. And Alec went on to become Australia's champion driver in 1960, driving a car of his own, what would you put, cobbled up? Not cobbled up, that's the wrong expression.
No, probably
a car of his own design, a Cooper with a Maserati engine, and it was known as the Mildren Cooper Maserati. And in 1960 he won the Australian Grand Prix at Lowood in this motor car and became one of the few people to have had that honour.
You've done a lot of racing. What do you think about this latest and greatest Wakefield Park track?
Well, I drove around it and I'm very impressed with the road conditions of it and the width of it. It's a very good surface, and I think it's ideally placed in so far as getting the people out. You've got what I was about to say was that it's ideally situated, in my opinion, because the circuits around Sydney are getting closed up with houses and so forth and noise. This circuit is well away from all that sort of thing, and it's also an hour and a half out of Sydney, an hour from Canberra, and you've got a lot of local people here that'll come and see racing. Also, I think the circuit is very well laid out. I was quite surprised when I drove around it. It certainly would suit the smaller engine cars, but nevertheless it's a technique that's got to be grabbed hold of by the people that drive. You know, they're so weighted to get on long straights and so forth. And I think that this will bring out the driving people, the people that can really handle a motor car. That would be my impression of Wakefield Park.
Well, it looks like it's thanks to Paul Samuels himself for it.
Well, not only thanks to me, but I do have a colleague and partner in this, John Carter, so the two of us have done it, and if there's any thanks due at all, it's due to the two of us, and it's also due to peoples like the Mulwaree Shire Council, who are the body looking after this part of the world, who have been very, very supportive right throughout our endeavours to get established. Our thanks also obviously have to go to the Goulburn City Council and to the many, many people who have contributed and helped us in the construction of the site.
Alec, would you care to stroll around with us and have a look at some more old famous cars?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Sorry, right?
Get them going.
56. 56.
Done. And,
what's his name?
Brendan.
Hey, Brendan.
Hello, how are you?
And what are we driving?
Simca Special.
Had it long?
Yes, 4th season.
Love it?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Wouldn't say it, Brendan.
See you out in the track.
Certainly will. Have a good day. Good to see you, man.
Be for fun. So,
Don't believe a word
don't go for computers.
No, I hate the things.
Why? They're modern technology. We need them.
That's what I'm worried about.
Just need old cars and old things.
Spending a lot of money on
So tomorrow, the big day.
Sure is.
Just a bit of a warm-up today.
Just a bit of practice.
It won't be long now and you'll be out. Well, it might be old, but it's pretty. Not you, the car. These cars anymore because you can't get enough of the right sort of timber. Is that true or false?
Well, there's plenty of trees around, but the greenies won't let you chop them down anymore.
God, strike me, they're even trying to get rid of the motor car, those greenies. Don't have any rust problems at all, but how about white ants?
Well, they gnaw away there. They gnaw away. There's a few in there.
Truth that this vehicle's sponsored by the Flick Pest Company?
Yeah.
It's true, is it? The clock, but for some reason or other it's on Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Saving Time. That's not very historical. Say something.
The clock obviously didn't come with the car, and they just adjusted it to suit.
Well, they're not going to wear much. They don't wear. If they wear, they'll wear the also going to get
Thank you.
down, it just slips back in.
very twisty Wakefield Park circuit, but we'll see how it goes today in opposition to those, not just the Nedlow, but the third car on the grid, the Cooper Holden. Brilliant. Ross Hobson has jumped the start, rolled across the line, but leads the further away, with Gregory Snape doing a terrific job to come from further back in the grid to occupy first place. Racing here, especially with these Cooper S's and the Cortinas, the Jags, and they're racing here at the Wakefield Park. Sorry, man. And away they go down into the first guys. There's a bit of a banging going on down there on the Chrysler's corner. There'll be a few panel scrapes, but that's all sort of part of saloon car racing. Most of them are not intentional, but so very close racing that sometimes you do scratch a panel or two. Yeah. Back as they head to... had some trouble off the line and ended up about 15 before they got to the corner, and it looks like a Lola spun off. There's a Lola Thompson, Bill, that's gone off backwards there. Fractionally, John
that's happened a couple of times, Bill, but doesn't seem to worry anybody. Nobody's too fussed about a 26 or so. Holding ISO would do very well here. Went very well. There's a bit of a tussle going on over there.
Right, left and centre down at the bottom.
Yeah, there's a lot of them on the circuit and some off, and one going the wrong direction.
Gone for that. Find out exactly what maybe Dean might be able to find out. Which I'll be speaking to him on the radio after the next race. Joys of having you.
Something which all of us should be grateful for, and I know that both John and Paul are extremely proud of what they've done. And I think particular niche it is for those that might necessarily make it to the Touring Car Championship or don't want to. They certainly won't get into something like an Australian Grand Prix in the form that it's now today. I know the bloke, please give a rousing ovation to the people behind this particular circuit for what they've done for motor racing sport in this state. Thank you.
Dick? I've been around, mate. Human beings, hands up.
Hands up. I don't know about that.
Sorry, did you say that, Sean?
Stand right at your voice, right beside
That'll be a star rack. Can you give us some facts and figures on this thing so I can talk over it later? Perfect, gentlemen. Thank you.
The gentleman from South Australia thinks all the cars and all the gear and then can't remember to bring his battery charge.
Oh, empty head.
We try to help him out.
Lucky he remembered the ruddy car. Yeah.
Out of control. Out of control.
They're working their way towards a nice ratio. Is that it? They're friendly ones. They're on my side.
On your side? Yeah. As you go around the heater thing, you get lighter.
That's right,
and the fuel goes down.
They always eat on the high side. Split personalities, but that's bloody ridiculous.
It doesn't go real quick, there's only half a mechanic.
That's what I call sharing the workload, Dick. Half a driver and half a mechanic, and they've really got it together, cut down on weight, and they're ready to rock. He looks a little bit fixed on the whole thing. I think he's found my stash somewhere.
And we'll return for the running of Reed Ford Special. And this is the John Scott has summarily dismissed Brendan Samuel's challenge in the Little Blue Simca. The length of the straight now separates 4th place from the 5th place Roger. A battle further back with Kenny Rowe squaring into the very experienced Kenny Rowe will make up a lot of distance on the road as they go up through the swervery. It should not happen with the old... And a dreadful start from Farrell has been passed by the second row. And almost by the third row as well as they go down to the right hand at the bottom of the straight. And there's a fair amount of desperate traffic down there, and Farrell managing to be very wide and still third as they head off up towards the S's. But he's got Bressington in front of him. Big spin by Dick Willis there, Greg. Dick Willis is well out in the dead grass. Is for leaders Richard Carter with maybe 200 yards to lead in one lap over Chris Farrell. Another 200 yards, I'd say, over McConville and Hamilton. And Hamilton just eases across through the King of the Straight to assert 3rd place in front of McConville. And away they go up to the climbing series of corners up the top. Richard Carter did a great drive on the last Castro Straight past the Castro control tower. Farrell's problem there is a detached nose. That's on his car. Not on his head, Graham, I hope. No, but certainly the front of the ramp looking a little bit lopsided. And he's parked it, I think, without doing major damage to it. 29 minutes away from 3 o'clock on 107. A little bit closer to the start of this event, whereas the last event they were fair way back. Simon Pimble in the second row of the grid. Engines roar. Go, and they're racing.
Simon Pimble got a very bad start again, just like this morning. He'll have to work his way back up through the field. But Mike Wright has made no mistake, Graham, and
And they're racing in the last of Wakefield Park.
He's got a very poor start in the NGA, and he's immediately swallowed up by Hemmings in the Jaguar, who went through where there was no space to go through. Jerry Lawson tries very hard, but forced his way through. So already it's Thallon with about a 4-car lead over the huge Jaguar of Hemmings from Melbourne, and then it's who lost it a little bit. Lost time as well as he went off the track momentarily, and that allowed Jerry Lawson to get right up beside him, but now the grunt of the Jaguar has pulled away again, so he's got at least a car length over Jerry Lawson, the rice farmer from the Riverina. And right up his ginger, as they say, is the little yellow sprite called Budgie of John Evans, and then it's Dick Everett in the MGA, and then the Alva Courier of Tony Calder-Smith, but the Jaguar of Hemming, and then Lawson in the Triumph. John Evans' little excursion didn't lose him a place, fortunately, but it certainly gave Dick Everett in the MGA the opportunity to get up quite close again.
John Evans looks very pale. He drives past us this time, Bill. I think we're going to give him a bit of a scare. Dick Everett right on his tail this time.
Lawson, probably Michael French, has cleared out from the other sprites and is now trying to attack the red MG Coupe, and in fact the MGA Coupe took it a little bit wide, and French has dived in under him, so he's moved up yet another place. Michael French, he's probably over-revved the thing to hell to get that 10 yards in front of the MGA, but he did it all the same. And the Sunbeam Alpine that we didn't write from Melbourne. Oh, and John Bate in the...
And that's our last event for today here at Wakefield Historic Racing Circuit. On a wonderful day's racing as Paul Samuels checkers all the cars in off the track this afternoon for the last race. Bill, to you and to you, John, and to the other two Johns and everybody else that's helped us do the commentary today, we'd like to thank you very much for...